In this video, we'll look at the set of sequence annotation data functions provided in Lead Discovery ChemCharts. The sequence region annotation data function provides a way to create gene bank annotations at specified sequence locations. Here I've imported a set of aligned sequences from a text file and set the column to a sequence type. Clicking on Sequence Region Annotation opens the data function settings dialog. Select the table in the column and enter a name for an output column. Provide a name for the annotated region as well as the start and stop locations for the annotation, and choose a color. When the data function is finished, a new column is created which now contains the annotation. Hovering over the annotation gives a pop-up showing information about that annotation. The sequence motif search data function is similar to region annotation, but allows creating an annotation from a sequence search. In the sequence motif search settings dialog, choose the table and sequence columns and give names for the output column and the motif. For the sequence motif, provide a regular expression which specifies the motif of interest. The sequence motif can be as simple as the exact sequence you want to search for, or a more complex regular expression. Here I'll search for a sequence of 3 glycines. Finally, specify a color. Two new output columns are created, a sequence column with annotations of the target motif, and a column of true and false values indicating whether the motif was found. As before, hovering over the annotation in the table provides a tooltip with more information about the motif. For a more complex example, suppose we only want to annotate a sequence of 3 glycines if it is not followed by a branch chain amino acid. The regular expression for this is shown here. The caret is a not operator, and enclosing it with I, L, and V for isoleucine, leucine, and valine in square brackets translates to not allowing any of those amino acids to follow the glycines. When the data function is finished, another new sequence column is created with the new annotations, as well as a new column of Boolean values indicating whether the motif was found. To search for multiple sequence motifs at once, you can use the sequence motif from list data functions. Select the data table and column containing the target sequences. Regular expressions, motif names, and output column names are specified as a list in which the input values are separated by 2 pipe characters. Multiple searches are specified on separate lines. In the example provided on the settings dialog, I've specified the 3 glycine motif and the 3 glycine with no branch chain amino acids motif, which were done sequentially before. After the data function is complete, a single sequence column with all the search motifs annotated is created, along with output columns of true-false values for each motif. The Remove Alignment or Gaps data function removes gaps from a set of sequences, giving a column of unaligned sequences. Using the aligned sequences for which I created annotations previously, I want to recover the original sequences, but without gaps. From the data function settings dialog, select the data table and column containing the gapped sequences, provide a name for the output column, and click OK to run the data function. Once the data function is finished, a new column containing the sequences without gaps is created. If any annotations were present, they are not removed. Thank you for watching, and check out our other Lead Discovery ChemCharts tutorials.